We are not letting this get swept under the rug. Do y'all hear me? Not on this channel, not on my watch, not when a legend like Angie Stone left this world in the way that never sat right in my spirit, y'all. Tonight, we are talking about justice. We are talking about a 40-plus year career. We are talking about a black woman that gave her life to this music industry, y'all. And even in her death, her family is still out here fighting for what she was owed and for the truth and how she left this earth. So if you came in here for jokes and surface level gossip, baby, this not the video, okay? This is for the people who feel that tug in your chest when something is not adding up, y'all. This is for the people who loved Angie for real. Grab y'all waters, grab y'all sage, grab your common sense, because we're going all the way in tonight. First of all, let me say this. Let's start where this story really begins. Angie Stone should have died rich, celebrated, financially protected icon. We are talking about a woman who put in over 40 years in this game. Hit records, classic R&B. We're talking about neo soul that raised a whole generation. And what do we keep hearing over and over again about Angie, y'all? That her money was funny. Her royalties were tied up, the labels, we talking about the contracts, the paperwork, and the industry business had her in a damn chokehold for decades. Now I'm gonna need y'all to get these likes up. Come on now, let's get these likes up. You are here at the messy sweet spot, okay? Honey, and don't let me open up the phone lines because you know it's really gonna get jam-packed. But let me get back, instead of sitting back somewhere, feet up, collecting big royalties checks, this woman had to stay on the road, touring city to city, show to show, just to chase the same money that should have been rolling in automatically from her goddamn catalog. Her voice built the house, y'all. Her pen helped decorate that damn house, but everybody else was living comfortably inside except for her. Now fast forward, she's gone. And look where we are today, y'all. Look around. Look where we are today. Her family is reportedly, I just got this report earlier this morning, the family is still fighting to recover the royalties, earnings, and the basic respect that has been attached to her name this whole time. And what happened to Tyler Perry? Do you guys remember Tyler Perry came out here, y'all, and he told us in our face at her funeral he was going to fight for the royalties. But where is his fight? What's taking so long? It don't take all day. It took him shorter time to create a goddamn movie, okay? Did he forget about Angie? Can somebody call Tyler? Somebody please call Tyler, okay? So, honey, my understanding is this. When we talk about this crash, when we talk about this so-called accident on the highway, do y'all remember that? We are not just talking about one bad night. We are talking about a system that had already failed her financially, spiritually, and physically long before that truck ever touched that van. And come on now, Angie Stone, she warned us, she told us this will happen. She kept on telling the world they doing her wrong and she feared for her life. Now let me walk y'all through what we were told that happened that night, okay? Because we heard a lot of stuff. Angie had just finished doing what she always doing, working, performing, giving the crowd her all, right? Mind you, wasn't it the night of her son's birthday, y'all? And this was just early this year. And that same son that lost a daddy, D'Angelo. Ooh, do y'all want to talk about that? Press 2 if you want to go live and you want to talk about that. But anyway, honey, she and her people were in that Mercedes-Benz spinner van, riding back after the gig. It's in the middle of the night, early morning hours, dark highway. Everybody's so tired, worn out, and just trying to get home, girl. What we heard, my God, what we heard, the last time many of us checked on this story goes like this. The spinner brand, the spinner driver is behind the wheel, right? He's not calm. He's allegedly yelling. He's allegedly cursing folks out. I'm talking about going way too fast, not paying attention to the way you would expect when you have lives in your hands, right? Especially Angie song. Girl, he loses control, y'all. The van is swerving. He's trying to correct it. And then, you know, on the Mercedes, they say they got that auto thing. And then he tries to avoid a full-on crash, but fails, honey. And the spinner ends up in a damn ditch, flipped, disabled. Honey, it is chaos. It is confusion. Everybody inside is trying to understand what just happened. Trying to crawl out, trying to make sense of it all, up and down. We told people start getting out. Angie is not the first one out, y'all. She was not the first one out of that van. She is the second to last person trying to climb free from that accident. And then this is where it turns from bad to something that feels straight demonic. While she was trying to get out the van, there is an 18-wheeler coming. According to what has since been laid out, y'all, in the paperworks and the news report, that truck was carrying a load coming down that highway as she is fighting for her life, trying to escape. Instead of that truck stopping in time, instead of that truck swerving around a disabled van laying out there on the highway in the ditch, that 18-wheeler slams into that spinner van, y'all. The impact is so violent that Angie is ejected from the van. Her body comes out, and when she comes back down, that same van is being pushed and shoved and rolled right over her. That is how she was ended up pinned underneath that van. That is how her life was taken. Not in the first crash, not in the initial flip, but in the second blow. Whoo! Whoo! That second hit, that feels like an insult on top of an injury. Everybody else in that van lives. They are hurt. They are traumatized, but they live, y'all. Angie is the only one who dies. You telling me that doesn't sound spiritual? You telling me that doesn't sound targeted? By the circumstances at the very least. You telling me that doesn't make you stop and say, hold up, something about this is just too specific. And here's where we are today. Her kids and her survival have filed a wrongful death lawsuit. They are going after that van driver. They are going after that truck driver. They are going after the companies who own the van and the truck. They are going after the truck manufacturer, girl, because from what they are saying, this was preventable. The van driver allegedly lost control and flipped that vehicle. That truck allegedly did not brake in time, and the safety system that was supposed to help avoid exactly this kind of collision allegedly, y'all, did not do its job. Think about that. This woman survives the first wreck. She is still alive enough to still be trying to escape. She is alive enough to still be fighting to get out. And she dies because something with the truck, the driver, and the technology failed her all at once. This is not just bad luck. I'm sorry. This is not just things happen. This is a chain of neglect, a chain of decisions, a chain of systems that lined up at the wrong moment and took a legend away. So when you hear her family fighting for justice, remember it's not just about the money. It's about the accountability. It's about the fact that if every person in every system had done what they were supposed to do that night, Angie could have been here right now, sitting in somebody's interview, smiling, singing live, giving a testimony. But it does not stop at the crash, y'all. Because the more you listen, the more you read, the more you pay attention to all the little pieces around this story, the more you feel like you are staring at a giant red flag. You got questions about the drivers, questions about who hired who, questions about what kind of background people had before they were ever even trusted with somebody's mother, somebody's friend, somebody's boss, somebody's legend. You got people asking, why did this driver lose control like that? Why was that van even being operated that way with a 63-year-old icon in the back coming from work? Why didn't that truck watch what was happening in time? Why did the collision system not save a life we cannot get back? You have people side-eyeing the lack of clarity, the lack of footage, the lack of clean, transparent answers. On top of that, you have all this ugly history in the background. Angie has been vocal about the industry money, y'all, about feeling cheated, about not getting what she was due from her as an artist. She was tired of being used, tired of working like a brand new artist when she's a whole mother effing blueprint. So now look at the picture, y'all. Look at it. A black woman who spent her life creating classics. A black woman who had to work twice as hard to still be chasing money people should have been paying her without a fight, y'all. A black woman who was financially speaking up more about what was being done to her financially than she dies. She dies in the most drawn out, bizarre, brutal circus of an accident. What they call it, a freak accident. But you designed it. So people say, this feels like more like, it feels more than just a crash. Press 5 if you guys feel like it feels more than just a crash, okay? I want to know what you guys think. Does it feel more than like the crash? Because it's not just about one night on a highway. It's about decades of exploitation and a system that treats artists like they are disposable the moment they stop playing nice. Let's go deeper for a second. Think about how many times we have watched this pattern with black entertainers, y'all. the first black about royalties, the first fight about royalties, the fight back at the royalties. What is up with these fucking royalties, honey? They start asking questions about their catalog. They demand better contracts. They want more control. And next thing you know, the story ends in a mystery. Circumstances, a tragic accident, or a sudden health situation that somehow never get fully explained in a way that sits right with us. Now, I'm sitting here telling you, I have all the proof in my hand that this was organized, top down hit. No, what I'm saying is this. If the system had done right by Angie in her life, she would have not needed to be on that road working like that in the first place. Think about that. If the driver had done right by Angie that night, that van would have never been flipped in that ditch. If the truck, the driver, and the technology had done right by Angie in that moment, the second hit would not have taken her out while she was trying to crawl to safety. So whether you want to call it a conspiracy, a neglect, a spiritual warfare, or just a mix of all three, what I see is a pattern of black women being failed at every single level. And to me, that is just as dark as any ritual people want to whisper about. Now, let me be very clear, y'all, about the next part. On this channel, The Messy Sweet Spot, we are keeping her name alive. We are not going to do what some of these other platforms might do. Post a story one time when it first breaks, say rest in peace for clicks, then move on like it's nothing happened. Listen, while a family is still out here fighting in court, we are not doing that. We started this video talking about the family still fighting for her earnings and for justice. We started this video talking about how wrong it is that even in her death, they are still having to push for what she earned in blood, sweat, and tears. So hear me when I say this. Angie Stone will not be forgotten on this channel. Her name is going to keep ringing. And I know some of y'all may look at me and say, well, hell, you took a break. You stopped talking about Angie. And I did. But I'm getting back on the right track. I'm getting my head on, putting my head back on. I'm putting my head back on, okay? Her legacy is going to keep being honored. And in this case, is going to keep being talked about as long as they are unanswered questions. And I know what some of y'all can feel this on a deeper level. I know y'all feel this on a deeper level because this is not just about a celebrity. This is a familiar story in our community. How many times have our aunties, our mamas, our grandmamas gave everything to a system that did not love them back? How many worked themselves into the ground for these companies, these industries, churches, families, only to be disrespected when it was time to rest? This is why this hurts so much, because it feels personal. She was on the road trying to handle business, trying to keep her life and her family stable, and the world took her out in the most violent way. Then tried to package it up like, whoop, it was just a car accident. Next story. No, we are not doing that. So here's what I want you guys to sit with tonight. A woman with a 40-year career should not have to die still fighting for her damn royalties. A van driver should not be operating recklessly with a living legend in the back, and a truck and its safety system should not be failed at the exact moment someone is trying to climb out a wreck and live. A family should not have to file a lawsuit and beg for basic justice while the industry moves on with the next show, the next award, the next concert, and yet here we are. Here we are. We are going to keep unpacking this. We are going to talk about the legal side more this week. We are going to talk about the industry pattern more this week. We are going to talk about how many times artists warn us it's not right, y'all. Then what happened after they warn us, y'all? After they warn us, what happened? Something mysterious happens, and people want us to just shut up and just move on like we ain't see shit. But I want you to do something for me tonight. If you loved Angie, if her music ever got you through a breakup, a depression, a lonely night, a healing season, do not just say rest in peace and scroll and keep her name alive. We want you guys to really keep her name alive. We want you to stream her music with intention. Speak up when you see these patterns. And if you want me to do or even try to go deep into this case, the lawsuits and all the moving pieces this week, you already know what to do. Drop a 3 in the comments so I know you are locked in and ready. Because on this channel, The Messy Sweet Spot, we do not let our legends disappear quietly. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. We fight for them in life and death. Justice for Angie Stone. Peace to her kids. Peace to everyone who loved her for real. And to the people who failed her on that road, in that boardroom, in that system, just know we see you. We are paying attention, and the story is not over. Stay tuned, Party Crashers. We are just getting started.